And looking at some film of James Harden just the other day for a story I'm doing, so many teams give him the right lane because, of course, he's a lefty. Maybe once in a while, instead of shooting the three, you drive the lane and maybe you kick it back out. Now, I understand what you're saying, Paul, in terms of personnel. They could use some guys to space the floor as well. But I think at this point, if James Harden really wants to win it all, maybe he has to make a few adjustments at this point. Well, I think he'd be willing to. I don't know.
That's an interesting point, Jackie. And look, there have been a number of people associated with that particular job. Paul, Jeff Van Gundy is one of them. My guess is if Jeff Van Gundy comes in there, he's not going to want to play straight up old school isolation ball that they've played. They're going to want to play a different style. How much of that do you think James is willing to adapt to?
I mean, this is the thing. He's the best one-on-one player that we've seen in a very long time. How do you take the ball out of his hands and say, James, I don't want you, bringing it up ISO anymore. We want you to play in the post a little more. We want you to come off down screens. How do you ask a player of that caliber who's so great at what he does to change some things up? I mean, like I said, he's been successful. I don't know how this team gets better. You have Westbrook, who came into the bubble, probably not his full 100%. James, I mean, look at his game. At what area of his game do you say, do something different when he's great at what he does?
Yeah, but moving the ball, I think, is something. I think to Jackie's point, right? And Jackie, I'll let you finish here. They get too stagnant, I think, sometimes. Is that fair to say, Jackie?
If you own or run a business, then you might know what it's like to have a phone that rings constantly, more emails than you can answer, website leads that get lost. And
that's what I was going to say, Paul. It's not that we don't doubt that James Harden is this incredible talent, but at the end of games, when everybody knows the ball is going there, you know how this is. You double and triple team him. The ball's got to move. The ball's got to go elsewhere. And maybe it comes back to you. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, check this out. This style has got him paid over $250 million.
For sure. For sure. Listen, there's no question about that. We're not arguing even the results. But to Jackie's point, I think if you want to win a championship, sometimes you got to do things a little different. You got to get out of your comfort zone. Look, you played a certain way. Then you had Ray and KG, and things had to change a little bit, didn't they? At least a little bit?
Well, absolutely. But I had other great players around me, and I knew that, when James is that guy,
right?
And every night he's that guy. On my teams, I'll be the guy one night, and then the other guys will be the guy. He's that guy every night, and he has to do what he do.